Hello, hello, Elizabeth. Good to have you. You're the first one. Hi, Nama. It's so good to see you. Thank you. Yes, it is a much needed topic. It definitely is. Maybe you want to tell us, Nama, why it is such an important topic to you. You see me waiting. That's great. This is my very first LinkedIn Live. So, welcome to whoever is already here. And anticipatory welcome to whoever is going to join in the next few minutes. It is kind of awkward and weird to do this, and yet super exciting as well, because yes, what I have to share is a topic that is very relevant and that really speaks to my heart. And I know for sure it's going to speak to your hearts as well. So it's really good to be here. Maybe we can already start sharing where we're dialing in from. I know this is an international audience. And yes, I'm reading that I've reminded you, Nama, that self-care is such a vital part of the care we put into the world. Absolutely. I love that quote. We already have a powerful quote, even before we've officially started this live. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you. And maybe you wanna share in the chat if you're already there, or in the comments, as it's called here on LinkedIn Live, where you're dialing in from. And because I'm hoping you have something to drink with you. I've just realized that I don't even have a glass of water for myself, but I'll be good. I'll be good. What I would have been drinking would be a glass of hot, fresh ginger tea. It is waiting for me downstairs in the kitchen. So tell us where you're dialing in from today, so that we kind of know where we are in the world. Great. So we have Denmark and London. Hello, hello. Oh, I only see LinkedIn users, so I don't know who you are, but it's lovely to be here with you as well. So fantastic to have you. I am going to officially kick off this LinkedIn Live, which is my absolute first LinkedIn Live ever. So I will have compassion for myself, as this is, of course, the topic of today's session: how to be self-compassionate without becoming lazy. And it is really for the woman and the man, whoever it is that's attending today, who wants to be kinder to themselves and take bold steps at the same time. Because it seems like sometimes these two don't go together, right? Like we think it's either we're hard on ourselves and then we're gonna take bold steps, or we're kind to ourselves and then we're just gonna well, maybe be lazy or complacent. So we will tackle this topic today, and I promise to leave you with 3 super practical tools at the end of today's live. And I'm really excited to hear from you in the comments, because that's my way of connecting with you. And for those of you who know me, I am a connecting person. Like, I love to see some kind of engagement. So please keep the comments coming, whatever it is that resonates with you, that you want to share with us. And so I see that we have 2 people from London and 1 person from Denmark, which is amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I'm saying thank you. Like I am thanking you, but actually I'm also thanking yourself for you being here today. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. But what I mean to say is that you're really giving yourself a gift by being here today because you're taking time of your super busy schedule and agenda to be there for yourself and to work on yourself and to learn and to grow. So amazing. I'm already celebrating you for being here. So let's dive into today's topic of self-compassion. And before we do that, just one quick question. Oh, I forgot to put numbers here. One quick question. When you fall short yourself, what do you do? Do you beat yourself up? Like, are you really harsh on yourself? And then do you criticize yourself and you just go even harder at it? Or do you freeze like a deer in the headlights, like, oh, I don't know what to do next because I made a mistake or I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing? Or do you tell yourself that you're not good enough and basically you want to hide? So give me an A if you beat yourself up like, oh, I'm so stupid, I could have known better. Give me a B if you freeze like a deer in the headlights, like, oh, I don't know what to do next. And give me a C if you tell yourself in those situations that you're really not good enough and basically you want to hide. So an A, a B, or a C. How do you react to yourself when you fall short, when you make a mistake, when you have not taken action where you wanted to take action? A, B, or C? So I'm gonna move on. I'm sure I will see your reactions coming up. Oh, now I'm saying all of the above, depending on the situation. Yes, yes, that is very a natural thing to do, right? Permission to be human. We always tend to be harsh on yourself. Elizabeth, you're saying A, you're beating yourself up, you criticize yourself. Louise as well. Good to have you, Louise. Welcome. So these are the reactions that we have, and I would say predominantly as women, we have kind of been socialized, can I say it that way, to react in that way. Like this is our default way of reacting, of being harsh to ourselves. So let me introduce myself for those who don't know me yet. My name is Marjolin, but you can also call me MJ because that's much easier for some of you. In the US, for example, I'm an ICF certified empowerment coach. I have 18 years of corporate leadership experience. I'm also certified in applied positive psychology. I'm a leadership facilitator, a long list of credentials. But really what's the most important part is that I am fueled by a promise I made to my best friend when she passed away 6 years ago. This is my best friend and I on the beach. Her name is Ronette. And I promised her that I would spread her kindness in this world. And this is my way of spreading her kindness, is to actually help you become kinder to yourself. So finding that inner best friend inside of you, because we all have her. We all have a piece of Ronette within us. It's about finding that piece and giving it the microphone, giving it the voice. It's not the right word, but you understand what I mean. So it's in honor of my dear best friend, and I want to empower you to become your own best friend. So this is kind of a similar question, I guess, but what do you say to someone else? It's not a similar question, it's different. What do you say to someone else who's going through a tough time? Someone who is beating themselves up, or someone who didn't get the job that they really dreamed of getting, someone who forgot something super important. What do you say to them? Do you say to them like, oh, you really sucked, like you could have known better, like how could you do this, you're so stupid? Or do you hold them? Do you support them? Do you say, you've got this, you did the best that you could, you've probably learned from this experience? What do you say to someone you love, someone you care for, or maybe it's a colleague that you really appreciate, and they come to you and they said like, oh, I made this presentation, I completely beeped up. What do you say to them? What do you say to that person? Yes, definitely more like be, right? Like the supporting kind, because that also comes naturally to us, to be kind to others. And yet, what do we do to ourselves? And this comes back to the first question. Do we give ourselves a hug and go like, it's okay, you've got this, you've tried your best, you've learned from this, you're growing, I appreciate you? Or we say to ourselves, so why is it so easy to say to someone else? To be kind, to use affirming and acknowledging words to others, and is it so hard to do that to ourselves? Yes, Elizabeth, you would actually ask a friend, like, how can I help you? Right? Which is also a beautiful question to ask yourself, like, okay, how can I help myself right now? What do I need? And that is so, so beautiful. And that is what self-compassion is all about, is giving to yourself what you give so naturally to others. So the question really is that, why are we beating ourselves up? Because when we beat ourselves up, it's keeping ourselves stuck. This is an image of a turtle that is stuck, I would say, in a lot of shit, excuse my French, but a lot of garbage from the ocean. Unfortunately, there's more and more garbage in the ocean. And so this is a metaphor for how we keep ourselves stuck, because we're entangled in all of these negative things, in the criticizing, in being harsh on ourselves. And when we do that, we're stuck because we don't move forward. We don't take action, or at least not the action that we know would serve us and would move us forward and bring momentum in our lives. So beating yourself up is what's keeping you stuck. And most of us think that it's actually the opposite, that if I beat myself up, if I'm hard on myself, if I kick myself in the butt, then I'm going to take the steps that I truly need to take. And I believe that it all starts with self-compassion. It all starts with self-compassion, with being kind to yourself. And that's where movement, empowerment, that's where it starts. So why are we not being self-compassionate with ourselves? That is because there are some myths that we believe to be true, or that maybe some people have taught us that are true. The first myth is that if I'm kind to myself, it will make me weak, because strong women are hard on themselves. They're not soft. They push through and they need that inner pressure. So that's one myth, that you need pressure. You need to be hard on yourself in order to become stronger. The second myth is that it's selfish. If I'm kind to myself, that's so like egoistic and self-centered. And I want to be a person who is giving and caring for others. And that is other-focused and not self-centered and self-focused. So that is myth number 2, that these two actually don't go together. And myth number 3, it's the biggest one, is that if I'm self-compassionate, I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to just scroll on my phone and spend hours on Netflix. And I'm not going to do the things that I really want to be doing that will help me create the life that I want to live. I'll become complacent and I'll just become self-indulgent, right? And here I can already beat myself up, and I'm not going to do that because I see there's a typo in number 3, right? Because I need the inner pressure is for the myth number 1. So I'm going to tell myself, self-compassion in action. You've got this, MJ. You did the best that you could, and permission to be human. Everyone can make a mistake on the slide, right? So self-compassion in practice. So I'm curious about you listening to me right now. Which self-compassion myth, which lie about self-compassion is holding you back the most? Which one resonates the most with you? Is it 1, it will make me weak and I want to be strong? Is it 2, if I'm kind to myself, I'll be selfish? Or is it 3, if I'm being self-compassionate, I will become complacent and self-indulgent, and I will become lazy, basically? So which of those 3, Louise, you're saying, oh no, that was an older comment, sorry. So tell me, is it the lie number 1, lie number 2, or lie number 3? And in the meantime, I will share that for me, it has been lie number 2. So I've always felt that being kind to myself was going against who I wanted to be. And that's this caring and giving person. And I just felt like I needed to put myself last on the list and even take myself off the list, because that's what I was here for, is to help other people, to support other people, to empower other people, to care for them. So that myth for me has been a big one in holding me back from really taking care of myself. So Elizabeth, you're saying, yes, it will make me weak. You want to be seen as a strong, powerful woman. And being soft maybe goes against that, right? Because I want to be strong. So thank you for sharing that. Louise, you're saying number 2, that it's selfish. Yeah, recognize that as well. And then a third person here is saying number 1 as well. Yeah, so it's actually not the lie about being lazy. That's interesting, because I thought that would be most of you. But hey, I am learning here. Let's put myself back on the screen so we have that connection again. So the reason, let me go back. The reason why these myths kind of exist, I mean, there's different reasons for that. I guess I could do an entire LinkedIn Live just on the reasons. And what I want to land on is that self-kindness or self-compassion is often misunderstood. It's misunderstood because it is thought to be that only the caring and the nurturing part of self-compassion. And yet there are 2 forces at play in self-compassion. And I'm basing this on the science of self-compassion from Kirsten Neff, her book, Fierce Self-Compassion, which I really, really recommend. And she teaches us that there are 2 elements, there are 2 sides of the same coin, if you will. And it's actually combining these 2 that makes self-compassion so incredibly empowering. So let's go through them, the nurturing side and the bold side. I call it the yin and yang because I kind of like the sign, but you can look at it any way that works for you. So the nurturing self-compassion is where you do give yourself that hug, where you're so kind to yourself as if you were being your own best friend, right? Where you say that you're proud of yourself, you did the best you can, you acknowledge your strength, you give yourself permission and time to prioritize your care, the care of your mind, the care of your body, the care of your soul, the time to really rest and recharge without feeling guilty, which might mean that it comes instead of taking care of someone else, or even before taking care of someone else, right? So that's an important one. The nurturing side is also to be with your emotions. And that sometimes goes against, if we want to be strong, it's like, oh, I'm not feeling emotions. I'm being professional and tough, and I'm pushing away those emotions because, you know what, I am very strong. And yet, to me, it's the opposite that is true. You are strong when you actually are able to be with your emotions. So this is on the nurturing side. And just to come back to the second point, I think it's super clear, but I'm still going to say it again, that taking care of your mind, body, and soul is so much more than doing a mani-pedi every month, right? Or going to the sauna. Because usually when we do these activities, we even feel guilty about it. And we're like, oh, I've done that. Okay, I've just paid like so many dollars or euros for this treatment. And we actually feel like we're indulging ourselves. It is so much more than that. And yet that's maybe another topic for another LinkedIn Live on the 5 aspects of how to take care of yourself. And I'm not going to dive into that right now. But this is really the nurturing part of self-compassion. So I would love to hear in the chat from you, like what resonates from this nurturing side? Which element do you feel like, ooh, I could actually work on this? This is something that could help me if I'm able to do this more. So first one being the self-talk, so how you talk to yourself. Second one, giving yourself the permission to take time to take care of your mind, body, and soul. And the third one, to actually be with your emotion, to create that space to reflect on them, to journal, to maybe meditate without any judgment. So which one resonates more? Or not resonates, I guess my question is, which one do you feel could help you be even more self-compassionate? Self-talk, giving yourself permission to take care of your mind, body, and soul, or to be with your emotions? Share it in the comments, and then I'll come back to that. Yeah, the talk to yourself. Thank you for sharing. That is one that is so incredibly powerful if you're able to reframe that, to talk to yourself as being your best friend. And yet the default is usually so hard when we tell ourselves we wouldn't say it to anyone else. Yeah, I get that. Thank you for sharing. So the other side of self-compassion, and indeed, I'm also seeing giving time for nurturing. Yes, allowing yourself, giving yourself the space to do that. Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm just going to go back one slide. And you're also saying the meditation, right? Looking inwards, giving yourself the space to go inwards and to see what's really going on in your mind, body, and soul. Beautiful. So let's go to the bold side of self-compassion. And this is a side that we don't really know, but it's also self-compassion. It's the bold side where you say no, where you set boundaries, where you speak up, where you stand up for yourself and your needs, when you maybe stop people from interrupting you all over again, where you hold your ground because you know you matter. And that is really the empowering side of self-compassion, I would say. Although the nurturing side is also empowering, but the combination is incredibly empowering. The combination of nurturing yourself, and from that space, once you've nurtured yourself wholeheartedly, that's when you feel that you can actually take action, where you can speak up for yourself, where you can maybe ask for the promotion, or when you can actually leave your job because you feel there's a much better job out there because it's not aligned with your values anymore. This is also, the bold side is also what helps you make the empowering decisions. And that's where this myth of being selfish and complacent when you're self-compassionate really picks up, because some people ask me, some of my clients have asked me, like, yeah, but if I give myself compassion, I'm only gonna like be on Netflix the whole time and eat like 20 chocolate chip cookies in a row, which I do sometimes, guilty here. And yet, the true, fierce, bold self-compassion is when you know what it is that you need. So when you pick the walk outside over the scrolling on your phone, right? And you know, only you know when it turns from being nurturing to actually being a way of procrastinating or numbing, right? Only you know where that shift is. Because I'm not saying we shouldn't watch a super nice series on Netflix and relax, right? And we all know there's a little, what's the word? This little threshold when it becomes numbing and when it's actually not self-compassionate anymore. The bold self-compassion is also from where you will take the bold step. So I'm doing my very first LinkedIn Live today. I'm a little scared still. It's great to have all of you with me. And yet I'm doing it. And it's a way to be compassionate for myself because I want to do this. This is my mission. I want to empower other women to be kind to themselves. So that's why I'm starting to do this. And for you, it might be to start a podcast maybe, or you want to start thinking about your next travels because you really, really want to travel more, or you want to start your own business, or you want to go back to school, to university, whatever it is. When you embrace, when you're being compassionate for yourself from a bold perspective, that's what's going to help you do the scary thing anyway. So being super scared, but doing it anyway. So I am very passionate about these two elements of self-compassion, the nurturing part and the bold one. And they really go hand in hand. And you need one in order to shift to the other, if you will. So as promised, here are 3 daily practices, and I'll actually give you a bonus 4th one that you can do every day to practice self-compassion. The first one, I'm going to remove the little thing. The first one is super, super simple. And I teach this to all the women that I coach and also the men that I've coached, is to journal every day at the end of the day. What am I grateful for to myself for today? It's not completely the right English, but it's okay. So journal, or at least ask yourself every day, at the end of the day, what am I grateful for? We all know that gratitude journaling is incredibly empowering. And from the field of positive psychology, we know from research the impact it has, the positive impact on your mental health. And this is gratitude 2.0, because what am I grateful for? But then what am I grateful for myself? So maybe I am grateful for myself that I actually went out on a walk instead of scrolling. Maybe I'm grateful for myself that I did give myself the 30 minutes to meditate. Maybe I'm grateful for myself that I noticed the birds outside, right? Spring is in the air and I'm seeing flowers and blossoming going on. And I am grateful for me that I'm noticing that. So this is a super powerful practice. Every day, journal, write down, or maybe share with a partner or a friend or a spouse, like, hey, what are you grateful for yourself today? And I know it feels a little awkward. It's like, yeah, but normally we're grateful for someone else or something in our lives. And here we're doing 2.0, being grateful for yourselves. So that's the first daily practice. The second one, and I've addressed this a little bit already, is this shift from what do I want to what do I need? What do I want? I want Netflix. I want chocolate. I want to be scrolling on Instagram, right? That is what I want. But it's not what I need. Because what I need is actually maybe to be calling a friend. What I need might be to go exercising, because I know that will really make me feel better about myself. Netflix, chocolate, and Insta can make me feel better, not per se about myself, but they can help to a certain extent. But as I said before, we all know there's a tipping point where we're just numbing our feelings, when we're distancing ourselves from everything that's happening around us to feel safe, and we're not addressing what's truly going on. So that's the second daily practice. What is it that I want? And what is it that I actually need? And then, of course, the third one, or I'm saying of course because it makes sense to me, the third one is the reframe, the capacity to reframe. And that is how you talk to yourself. Remember, that was the first element that is so important in the bold self-compassion. So this is just an example, because the stories, that's why there's a book there, the stories we tell about ourselves that create the reality that we have, that we believe to be true about ourselves. So if you believe that I don't have what it takes, how can you reframe that? And here's an example. I am learning and I'm embracing my inner leadership. So I don't believe in affirmations like I love myself or I am super capable, because usually your brain doesn't believe that. What your brain believes are bridging affirmations. I am learning. Maybe I don't have what it takes right now, and yet I am learning and I'm trusting that I already have so much wisdom that I can build upon. So you see the difference there. This could be another LinkedIn Live again, bridging affirmations. Okay, so this reframe, this capacity to look at ourselves and talk to ourselves in a different way. And this requires practice, because believe me, this is not something that you build from one day to the next. So these are the 3 daily practices that I wanted to share with you. And maybe I can do a little pause and check in with you. First of all, if you're still there, because I've been talking like crazy and have not engaged with you. So let me know if you're still there, and also tell me, from those 3 practices, which one do you feel could be the most powerful for you? What am I grateful for myself for today? I'm still not pronouncing it right. Or how do I say that? What am I grateful to myself for today? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to revisit that. Anyway, is it that one, the one, or is it the second one, to shift one, what do I want, to what do I need? Or is it the third one, to reframe the beliefs that you have about yourself, basically the stories you tell yourself? I'm super curious which one works for you. And also, if you're watching the replay, I think you will still be able to post this in the comments. Let me know which one feels most empowering to you. And I will go on to the last bonus practice, which is, what is one bold, tiny baby step that you can take today that will make you feel proud, fulfilled, and motivated tonight when you go to bed? So that's a last practice that you can do. And this is really a morning one. It's about turning or choosing one thing that it is that you really want to make progress on, and to actually take a tiny, tiny step. Super, super important here, and very empowering. So yes, I'm reading in the comments that the journaling part, the gratitude 2.0, is very, how do I say that? Is a great practice to take on, right? In order to build your self-compassion, because that's what we're doing. Yeah, Elizabeth as well. Yeah. Irma, hello, good to have you. Bonjour. Yes, so what do I want and what do I need? The difference between those two, and to be aware of that. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And someone else also said, what do I want and what do I need? That's amazing. So last practice, bonus, is really to ask yourself in the morning, what is one bold, tiny little step that I can take today that will make me feel proud and fulfilled and motivated tonight when I go to bed? Keep it small, small, the babyest step. I know it's not an English word, but I love the word. So a babyest, smallest step possible to do that. Because we all know that the alternative, if we're beating ourselves up, is to stay stuck in this cycle of self-criticism that really is not going away by itself. And what also happens is that shame and guilt can creep in, which are very, very tough emotions to feel, and they make us make ourselves feel small even more, right? And then procrastination wins, because we think like, oh, one day I will take a bold step towards my dream, but not today. Because you're being so hard on yourself, you're actually staying stuck. You're not making momentum. You're not moving forward. And yeah, then the life you're longing for stays out of reach. So self-compassion is really essential to help yourself move forward and help yourself take the steps you want to take. So I'm looking at the clock. This is what we have covered today, the 3 myths of self-compassion, the yin-yang of self-kindness. Same thing, by the way, I use different words, different times, and then the 3 actually 4 daily practices. So with that, I will leave you with this invitation. If you feel you're ready to take a first step, to be compassionate towards yourself, and to even take some steps in your life and create a new part of your life, whether it's at work or in your relationships or in traveling, or maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you've always dreamed of writing a book, but you've never really dared to do that. So if you're ready to do that, to take a first bold, compassionate step, don't hesitate to book a call with me. I will put the link in the comments, and it's a free call, and that's where we'll dive into what empowerment looks like for you, what self-compassion looks like for you, and see if we can work together, if I can help you and empower you in your life to take the bold steps that you really want to take. That's it for now. I'm 2 minutes over time. And yet I think it's okay. Let me put myself back full screen. Thank you so much for watching this LinkedIn Live, and share in the comments whatever it is that you took away that resonated most with you. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here on my very first LinkedIn Live. Now, everyone after this is going to be the second and the third. So that's really a great achievement. I'm being proud of myself. I'm doing self-compassion in action right here, right now. And I do trust that I've empowered you as well with this LinkedIn Live. I'm saying goodbye to you all. Hope to see you soon on the next one, probably in 2 to 3 weeks' time. I'm already planning it. Thank you so much. Bye.